YouTube has a graveyard almost no one talks about. Millions of dead channels, most of them belonging to some sort of an expert. Financial advisors managing 9-figure portfolios, lawyers with 20 years of experience, best-selling authors. On paper, they are all experts. But on YouTube, 79 views, 24 views, 34 views, 50 views. There's something about this platform that they just cannot figure out. I've worked with over 30 clients at this point, and the pattern is so consistent, it's mind-blowing. In this video, I'm going to talk about why is it so hard for experts to win on YouTube, the mistake that almost all experts are making, and the 4 pillars of authority that fixes it. Let's start with the mistake. Let me introduce this fictitious character. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah is a financial advisor, 20 years in the business, manages $500 million of client assets. When Sarah, as an expert, walks into a conference room, everybody already knows about her. They've seen her face on the banners. Before she even speaks a word, somebody introduces her, talk about her firm, her track record. By the time Sarah says anything meaningful, the whole room is already leaning in towards her. Now what happens when Sarah decides to post a video on YouTube? Nobody introduces her, the viewer has no idea who Sarah is, and even if the viewer is interested in Sarah's video, he has 30 other options standing right there on his homepage. Maybe one of the videos is of a golden retriever doing something funny. Now Sarah is genuinely competing with this golden retriever for the next 5 seconds in the mind of the viewer. This is the actual situation, and here is the mistake. Experts, when posting videos on YouTube, feel that their credentials will do the talking for them. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't. On this platform, you are a stranger to everyone all the time until your videos prove it otherwise. The skill that made you an expert in the first place, giving deep, nuanced, balanced answers, certainly rewarding for people who spend a lot of time thinking about what you said, is the exact opposite set of skills that you need on this platform to get the attention of a cold viewer. You are very good in talking to people who know and respect you. YouTube, on the other hand, puts you in a room full of people who have no idea who you are. And until you learn how to walk in these rooms over and over again and own them, your videos will always die under 500 views. And you'll keep on blaming the algorithm, and the algorithm won't even care. The good news is that this is a solvable problem. And no, you don't need to be an entertainer to grow on YouTube. All you need are 4 things. I call them the 4 pillars of authority. And in this video, I'll go through each one of the pillars in detail. Before I talk about the pillars, if everything that I described till now sounded uncomfortably familiar for you, maybe you have a channel that is stuck, maybe you've been posting content that is really good but still you cannot understand why no viewers are coming, this is the exact problem that we solve in our agency. We work with brands, we work with experts, and we help turn around their dead YouTube channels into a client-making system. First link in the description is for a free strategy call. On to the pillars. The first pillar is called the setup. And if I have to explain the importance of this pillar, I'll say this one thing. Your setup matters. Your background, the camera with which you are filming, the audio, the lights, all of these things create a first impression before you even say a word. In psychology, this is a well-documented phenomena. It's called the halo effect. When our brain perceives good quality in one area, it automatically perceives good quality in areas attached to that as well. This is also the reason why showrooms of luxury brands like Prada, Gucci, Lamborghini, Ferrari, they all look so fancy. They know that if the outer showroom looks good, the people will assume that the product is also good, and they won't check if the product is actually good or not. Another Stanford study on media credibility showed that people make trust judgments based on the first few visual cues of the video. And those judgments are very sticky, which means that if your video looks very clean and very professional, people will take you more seriously. That also means that if your background looks like it was filmed in a hostel, your lighting looks like it's an interrogation room, maybe your camera looks all weird and the audio quality is very bad, people will know that something is off even if they don't realize what is off. And this is the part which might even sting you. An 18-year-old gaming for YouTube can actually film in his basement, and it's okay because that's his brand. but it doesn't work for you because you are an expert. There's a big gap between your expertise and what your video setup is saying about you, and other people will also feel it. So how do you solve it? Ideally, you get somebody to make a professional studio for you, maybe in your room or in your office. If that is not possible, you can also do it yourself. You need 4 things: good camera, good lighting, good mic, and a good background. If you're confused by the abundance of options out there when it comes to filming, just get the Creator Combo by DJI. It has a good camera, it has a good microphone. All you need is to invest in good lights and a clean background. This could be again in your home or in your office. That's it. The bar is genuinely not that high. On to pillar number 2, which is called the packaging. This is by far the weakest pillar when it comes to the YouTube channels of experts. In order to understand this pillar, I want you to do something for me. I want you to open YouTube in a new tab. If you are watching this on a television, I want you to open it on your mobile. No, seriously, go on, open it. I want you to scroll the page of YouTube for the next 10 seconds. I'll be waiting, it's okay. Alright, I hope you're back. So what just happened? In the last 10 seconds, you just made around 30 decisions about what videos you don't want to watch. 30 videos that people would have spent days and weeks in producing, and it took you 10 seconds to reject them all without even feeling guilty. You were deciding which video you could watch next based on the idea of the video, or the title, or the thumbnail, and even if you'll click on the video, you would maybe watch for 30 seconds to a minute to decide if you want to continue with that video or not. This is what is called packaging. The idea of the video, the title of the video, the thumbnail of the video, and finally the intro of the video, which is the first 30 to 60 seconds. At the end of the day, the people don't care if your video is good or not. The people care if your video is distinguishable from the 30 other videos that people are watching at a given time. Only if they click on the video can they even discover what your video is all about. The packaging is in essence these 4 elements: the idea on which the video is made, the title, the thumbnail, and finally the intro, or the first 30 to 60 seconds. The packaging deserves its own video, so if you want a full breakdown of it, consider subscribing because this video is coming next. For today, here's the idea that ties all of these 4 elements together. Each of these elements is just doing one thing in the mind of the viewer: creating curiosity. In 1994, a Carnegie Mellon psychologist called George Loewenstein changed the way how we think about curiosity. He found that curiosity is actually not a very pleasant feeling. It's a form of a deprivation, like hunger. When your brain discovers that there is a gap between what you know and what you want to know, it's curious. There's a sort of hunger there that it wants to close this gap. It's not optional, it's neurological. Our brain wants to close the gap of curiosity because it's a form of a deprivation. And the best packaging creates this gap. It makes it impossible for you to skip that video because your brain wants the satisfaction of closing the gap in its own mind. These 4 elements work together to make the viewer feel the absence of an answer. Let me share some examples. Here are some examples of badly packaged videos. You see something in common? They don't create enough curiosity in the mind of the viewers. That is why the view count are also not that high. Compare that to these thumbnails. Each one of them opens a loop and you are manipulated into clicking on the video. But that is the point. If you want to win big on YouTube, you have to learn good packaging. You have to learn how to manipulate viewers into clicking on the videos. You have to learn from the experts who are already doing it, or you can click the link in the description and work with us and we'll do the same for you. On to the pillar number 3, which is called the juice. Think about your school for a second. Each one of us had 2 kinds of teachers. The first kind had a monotonous tone, talked like this as if every word seemed the same, even though he was full of knowledge. The moment he started speaking, every person used to dream with their eyes wide open. You know which one I'm talking about. And then there was this another kind of teacher. He might be teaching you history, maybe about World War I, and he tells it with so much detail as if he was personally there. In this case, you would walk out of the classroom actually wanting to read more about the topic. Now the thing is, both teachers knew their own facts, and yet only one of them knew how to make you feel those facts. This gap between information being delivered and information being felt is what I call the juice. You have to understand that you can be completely factually correct and yet completely unwatchable at the same time. This is what most experts also tend to do. They record a video and it's so dry that 1 minute in and the viewers hop off. You can actually measure if your channel has the juice or not. In order to do that, open up your YouTube analytics, go to the retention graph and see how long are the viewers watching till the end of the video. If more than half your viewers are still there at the end, you have the juice. If they've bled out by the first minute, you don't. So where does this juice actually come from? Once again, 4 things. The first thing is storytelling. Information wrapped in narrative holds attention. Information delivered as a list does not. When you have a point to make, try to find the story to convey the information. Point number 2 is deep dives. Make videos longer than 30 minutes on a single topic. Why? Because it's genuinely very hard to sit in front of a computer and blabber for 30 minutes on a topic without giving it away. It's one of the best trust signals that you can do right now to show off your competency. Point number 3, authenticity. The camera does a strange thing when it's turned on for most people. It's as if a second version of you shows up. You know, the version which is more formal, more calculated, more careful with what he or she is saying. Maybe your language gets more corporate. The thing is, if you want to build the real connection, you have to show the real you. A fix is that you have to imagine as if you're talking to an old friend while you're talking to a camera. People love to connect to real people. People need that authentic connection. This is one of the best ways to bring the juice or to get the trust from people. Point number 4 is failure. There's a specific thing that happens in the mind of the viewer when you start posting your failure. Their guard drops. Your worst story, talked honestly, will outperform your best story. Because your best story proves that you're good. Your worst story proves that you are real. And people long for this real connection. On to pillar number 4, which is called the trail. This is the pillar for the advanced expert. The expert has already taken care of the first 3 pillars. You see, a lot of content creators think of YouTube one video at a time. You sit down, you plan the video, you record the video, you publish the video, and that's it. And then you move to the next video, and then you do the same process again and again. Each upload is a standalone process. And this mental model that YouTube is to be taken one video at a time is the reason why your channel is not compounding. If you want to have a channel that grows exponentially, you have to stop thinking of YouTube as one channel at a time, but rather you should think of it like a trail. Every video should end by pointing to the next one. Every viewer who has finished one piece of your content should be guided to the next piece of content. When they are watching the second piece of content, at the end, you should guide them to the third piece of content. After watching 3 videos, the relationship between you and your viewer fundamentally changes. You are no longer a stranger in their feed. You are someone they've watched 40 minutes of content with, and that's a completely different relationship than a single video. Instead of saying, "Thank you for watching the video," and showing them an exit door to the YouTube homepage, what you should be actually doing is to leave them a trail for your other videos. Once again, instead of saying check out my other videos, you can make it more specific. You can say something like, this exact thing that I talked about won't work until you follow XYZ. In order to learn more about XYZ, watch this video. Or you can even say that I have a playlist of a video similar to this topic. If you're interested, watch all these videos. At the end, the result is always a trail. A viewer who lands on your video should not watch just one video. They should be guided to watch 2, 3, sometimes up to 6 videos in one stretch. YouTube notices this behavior almost immediately because session length is a very important metric for YouTube. This is the pillar with the highest leverage, and I wanted to keep it at the end so that the people who are watching it till here get the most benefit out of it. Everything else that you do, the setup, the packaging, the juice, it brings you one viewer. This pillar alone, the trail, turns that random viewer into a fan and maybe later also a client. And to show you that I actually practice what I preach, I'm going to do the exact thing that I just told you. If everything in this video made sense for you, the single most important thing that you can do right now is to watch this video where I talk about how to grow boring businesses. It walks through exactly what a boring B2B business can do to generate clients via YouTube. And if you want a full tactical breakdown of pillar 2, the packaging, then follow this channel. I'll be making that video shortly. Thank you for watching.